let's talk about the crime of reading a book. Because it's 2025, and apparently that is the basis for termination. Yeah, you're hearing me right. It's America. Over in America, in Washington State, a Spanish teacher has been fired for doing the unthinkable. This is going to be rough. He read a passage from a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. I know it's tough stuff. A Pulitzer Prize-winning novel that has been a school staple in America since the Eisenhower administration. But let's get specific. What was his crime? Quoting a passage from To Kill a Mockingbird in full, including the N-word, as written by the author herself, Harper Lee. He did this in a classroom, during a class, in a school, in a lesson, to students, about literature. I know, I'll slow down because the horror of it. The teacher, Matthew Mastronardi, I hope I'm not butchering that, Big Matty Mastronardi, he was conducting what used to be known as a teachable moment. Back in the day, that's what we used to call it, a teachable moment. It's where, because I know a lot of younger people won't have heard of this, it's where you take a controversial or uncomfortable part of anything and, educate on it. You explain the context, you unpack the meaning, you guide students through the murky bits of history and literature, instead of pretending like they don't exist. That's what this man did, and for that, he was told to quietly resign or face non-renewal of his contract. Yep, he chose, rightfully so, Big Matty Mastronardi, he chose not to play nice, so the school district, what did they do? Well, they didn't renew his fucking contract. Problem solved. Teacher gone. History erased. Everybody gets a fucking cookie. We all get to move on. But let's back up a bit, right? To Kill a Mockingbird is not some fucking underground manual from the 1950s that was passed around by chain-smoking nihilists in, back alleyways. It's one of the most celebrated American novels of all fucking time. They call it required reading. It has been taught in thousands of classrooms. It's a story about justice, racism, courage, and yes, the N-word is in there. It is featured because it's set in 1930s Alabama. That's why it's in there. Racism in 1930s Alabama wasn't just a niche cultural feature, it was the whole fucking operating system. So, trying to teach students about To Kill a Mockingbird whilst skipping the racism, you can't do that any more than you can teach them about Big Brother whilst skipping the totalitarianism. It doesn't work. That's the whole fucking point of the book. But alas, in today's educational climate, nuance is fucking radioactive. Explaining context is considered a form of aggression. And reading from a book, Jesus Christ, you're just asking for trouble if you read passages directly from a book. Anyway, what actually happened here? According to reports, right, the teacher, Big Matty, he read the passage from the book verbatim. Some students were discussing the book in his classroom. It wasn't even part of his lesson. He overheard students discussing the book, and they said that a previous teacher had said that they should skip over these words and not read these words aloud when they were reading it out. And he, quite rightly so, took umbrage with that and said, well, actually no, if you're going to read a book, you probably should read all of the words in the book, because the author... You have to assume that the author chose the words carefully that they were going to put in the book, and words are what give things meaning. And so quite rightfully so, he just said all of this, and they said, well, would you read the book out loud? And he said, yes, of course I will fucking read the book. It's a book, it's in the school, of course I have no problem reading text from the book aloud. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting fucking really wound up with this, because if it seems like I'm hot about this, the child, Little Miss Reaper, starts school this year, so I do get hot about this shit. But anyway, his whole stance was pretending that those words aren't in the book is actually more offensive than confronting the words head on, pretending like they don't exist. So he read the passage aloud, and one of the students recorded him doing it. Because of course they fucking did. Because we now live in this fucking panopticon of smartphone surveillance. And the district, of course, it didn't take long for the fucking faculty to see this video. Verbal warnings were issued. Then came the administrative meeting, the fucking hushed tones, the HR doublespeak, and eventually the non-renewal of his contract. He was offered, you can pleasantly resign, or we will not renew your contract. He chose to do fucking nothing except say how bullshit all this was, and so they didn't renew his contract. All because a teacher tried to explain why a book uses a racial slur in a context explicitly meant to criticise the racism of that era. Let's be fucking clear here as well. The school didn't even bother to claim that this dude went off script or that he added some of his own spicy opinions into the fucking sauce. The dude read a passage from a book. They acknowledge that's all he did. A very old, very famous, very school-approved book. And for that, he lost his fucking job. Let's call this what it is, right? It's censorship. Not the cool kind of censorship that the Russians used to use, like with all black markers and secret police and editing people out of photographs so it's as if they didn't exist. Not that cool kind of fucking censorship. The slow, middle manager kind, where the censorship that's born out of fucking fear of lawsuits and bad public relations. Those fears override any fucking commitment to education or to critical thinking. The kind of fucking censorship that pretends to be about protecting students when really it's about protecting institutions from fucking controversy. We are in an era where sensitivity has become weaponized, where the fear of offending anyone at any time, for any fucking reason, has turned classrooms into fucking padded cells where intellectual risk is forbidden. It is quashed. Teachers now live under the permanent threat of being publicly fucking flayed for using a word that someone else wrote decades ago in a book that is literally about how fucked up racism is. The irony is bang your head against a brick wall unbearable. We are so fucking eager to sanitize the past that we end up just repeating its worst mistakes just with more fucking corporate approved HR language. And as I said, here's the kicker. Like I said, no one is fucking arguing that this teacher used the word to hurt or provoke or upset anyone. No one is trying to say that he added in his own little bits of racist fucking sprinklings. The dude read Harper Lee. That's it. But we are now so far fucking gone that intent doesn't matter anymore. We have built a moral system where what you meant to do is irrelevant. All that counts is how someone might feel about what you fucking did. This is how you kill nuance. This is how you burn down the possibility of actual fucking discussion. You don't need jackbooted fucking thugs and torch-lit book burnings. You just need a climate where people are too afraid to fucking say anything unless it's been pre-approved by the fucking algorithm of acceptable speech. Anyway, woo-sa. Remember earlier on when I said teachable moment? That shit used to mean something. A teachable moment. It used to be the reason that people became teachers. The fucking Mrs. Reaper, the good lady Reaper, is a teacher. When you see something complicated or ugly, instead of hiding it, you fucking explain it. You don't glorify it. You don't fucking minimize it. You contextualize it. You say, this is what happened. It was real, it was wrong, it was shitty, it was fucked up, and now we're going to discuss why it was wrong and shitty and fucked up. but we've turned classrooms into fucking customer service centres where the student is always right, the parent is the fucking client, and the teacher, Jesus fucking Christ, the teacher is just a liability. You have to think, what was taught that day? What was taught in that lesson? It wasn't a lesson about fucking race. Those students didn't learn about literature. They didn't learn about race or history or injustice. What did they fucking learn about? Silence. They learned that context doesn't fucking save you, that nuance is dangerous, that it's safer to just keep your fucking mouth shut, even when the truth is staring you in a fucking book, in a piece of paper with words in front of you. Just ignore it, because, as I said, nuance is fucking dangerous. The message that the students learnt was clear. Don't rock the boat. Don't ask questions. Don't engage with these hard topics. Don't fucking try to understand. Just skim the surface, skip the parts that might fucking make people feel a bit uncomfortable, and keep your fucking head down. Because the moment you start to dig deeper, especially into anything controversial, you're going to get someone fucking fired. If To Kill a Mockingbird is now off limits, then where is the line exactly? Because let's not kid ourselves here. This isn't about one book or one fucking teacher. This is part of a broader, slow-moving purge of anything that isn't fucking squeaky clean and emotionally frictionless. And literature, real fucking literature, the kind of literature that I am fucking trying to build a YouTube channel on, that has changed my fucking life and made me who I am. That kind of literature is not supposed to be clean. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you question yourself and your morals and everybody else's fucking morals. That is the point. You can't read Beloved without fucking confronting slavery. You can't read The Colour Purple without tackling abuse. You can't read Catcher in the Rye without fucking being resentful of teenagers. But anyway, that's what makes these fucking stories matter. They tell the truth, the ugly, messy, painful fucking truth. And if you sanitize that, then what's left? A reading list full of neutered platitudes and motivational slogans. It's fucking terrifying, man. Here we are in 2025, where a teacher is punished for reading a book. I'll say it again, a teacher is punished for reading a book. Not for espousing a fucking hateful opinion, not for creating an unsafe environment, not for targeting anyone, just for reading the words as they were written in a novel that we're apparently still saying is essential reading. If this shit doesn't bother you, if it doesn't at least make you fucking a little bit uncomfortable and queasy, then congratulations, you have fucking successfully been indoctrinated into the new normal, where history is offensive, literature is dangerous, and the only thing you're allowed to say in class is "I'm sorry," where it's fucking better to ask for permission than forgiveness. That is the fucking future of education, apparently. Less teaching, more apologising. Welcome to the age of censorship by politeness. I'm fucking done. Okay, I'm done. I'm still going to do House on Haunted Hill next time. That'll be more light-hearted, but yeah.
No, we've only got one. Ta-ta! And farewell. It's all right, just get him in the car.